Welcome to the Wayne Breezie channel, host of the Wayne Breezie Show. I'm here to deliver to you great NFL content. You see the team, hit that sub button and tune in. What's going on, 49er faithful? It's your boy, the Wayne Breezie. Welcome to the Wayne Breezie Show. I'm hoping everything is working fine. Had some technical difficulties with the computer as I was getting ready to go live on this President's Day. Right on this President's Day. Hey, make sure you guys give me a thumbs up if everything is cool, calm, and collected out that way. I can hear me, but I don't know if you guys can hear me. I hope you can see me because I can see me. Shout out to the Breezy Bunch crew. Thank you so much for being members of the Breezy Bunch crew. I just wanted to salute you guys. You guys are one of a kind for sure. Appreciate you for all the members out there. I do apologize for the late start, but we are going to talk a little bit about what the San Francisco 49ers need to be doing. Right now, they're currently focusing on getting their coaching staff into place. So that's great for the San Francisco 49ers. And as we're going to be getting ready to get into free agency. All right, we're going to be getting ready to get into some free agency. A lot of stuff going on out there in the football world. You got players requesting trades and things like that. And, it's all Gucci. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to 49ers _throwback. The member is in the building. Speaking of members in the building, we will be doing an all members show on tomorrow. I believe that's where the votes, if you are a member in the community, you were able to vote on what day you would like to do an all-member show. There's going to be a giveaway on that show, and it's going to be just a nice little Q&A so you guys can come and we can talk, and it'll just be us, right? It'll just be us, members-only show, members-only chat, members-only live, all that type of good stuff. So shout out to the members out there. Do appreciate you. And if you want to become a member, it's super simple. All you got to do is click on that join button. Just click on the join button, support the stream. All right, don't forget to hit that like button. Follow if you're new. If this first time watching the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. All right, it's super important. I like what YouTube is doing. They're pushing smaller channels as of right now, and I need you guys to hit that like button so that the content can continue to be on the big people channels pages, right? And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build the channel over here, and I appreciate you 1000%. For your 49ers content from the one and only myself, yours truly, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to support, please click join. You can also listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. So make sure you guys check it out for sure. Shout out to Jax Knox in the building. She's in the gift of giving. She's gifting memberships out there right now. So we got some new members, 5 memberships. I see, Jax. Thank you so much. I will do my best to make sure I get that stuff liked and all that good stuff. I see Dominic is gifted a membership. 49er Man 843, Hella Dank Seed Company, Sean Tuber, and Classard 49. Welcome to the 49er Breezy Bunch crew. You guys are touching down. Shout out to Jax for making that possible. Appreciate you 1004%. All right, man. Look. This is cool, man. Like we got, I'm going to be doing a mock draft show. It'll be a recorded show. Won't be a part of the actual live episode. So if you guys got some questions about drafting, for sure, let me know. And I'll definitely try to address them on that particular show. And I'll get those. I see a lot of people with the draft talks and all that type of stuff and all that. I didn't congratulate. I thought I did. All right. My bad. I thought I did. I thought I did congratulate you. I always congratulate you, 49ers throwback. I just see it pop up in green. So it's like a color that just triggers my brain. You know what I mean? Don't forget to partake in the poll question that I got going on. Like, which end would fit the best for the San Francisco 49ers? Because when I look at the 49ers, there's so many ways you can get better. It starts with coaching, obviously, but they can address certain positions in free agency. Obviously, they're going to address certain positions in the draft. But again, it starts with the coaching. It starts with who they're putting, you know what I'm saying, in realm of who's going to get the job done. You know what I mean? So that's super duper important out there, right? It starts with the coaching. And I believe that the Niners are doing their due diligence and making the coaches and the coaching better for the San Francisco 49ers. Speaking of coaches, let's talk about who they're adding to the squad, the mod squad, so I like to call it. So, for those that didn't get a chance to watch the video that I did on who is Ray Brown, check out the reel. Got a reel going on. But the 49ers are set to hire Ray Brown, defensive backs coach for Boston College. The Niners are going to be getting a nice young candidate in here to work with the DBs. He's going to be the cornerbacks coach for the San Francisco 49ers. And a lot of people don't really know who he is. So make sure you check out that video that I did where I kind of break down who he is. But just in a nutshell, he's the DBs coach, tons of experience on the collegiate level, none on the professional level. This will be his professional job. I think the one thing that I said on that particular show, you could check it out. I said that, now you can you get stronger in numbers. I mean, that's saying that strength is in numbers. And so with Daniel Bullock's being there and him being defensive specialist and working with the secondary, being the secondary's coach, maybe he can shift his focus and they can divide and conquer on that secondary, right? You can have the guys working specifically, you have one guy working specifically with the safeties, one coach specifically working with the cornerbacks, the nickelbacks, and all that type of stuff. So I believe that's what the 49ers are going to be doing. This is why they did interview, I believe, D'Angelo Hall. I'm not sure if he's going to get the job or not, but we'll see what happens. They may add another coach in the secondary. Then you'll get a coach that probably, then you can have a three-headed monster in the secondary coaching. And that means you can have one focusing on the safeties, one focusing just strictly on the nickelback position, and then one focusing on the outside guys. Because there's got some outside guys, right? They got some guys. I feel like Darrell Luter Jr. can get a shot. You know what I'm saying? They got guys. They do have some guys. I just want to post my members up there. I didn't get a really chance to say good morning. Good morning to all the members. 1000%. Love you guys. You know what I'm saying? So I really like what the Niners are doing with the hiring. They're going to continue to build the staff. And, it sounds like a couple of guys are going to be on their way out. Looks like they're going to be losing someone to the general managing job to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Sounds like he's going to be gone. And, no one cares about, that old assistant coach from last year that didn't really do much of anything that we know of. But it sounds like he's going to be gone as well. So, it is what it is. But defense, it seems like the Niners have been focusing. And everybody wants the Niners to focus on the offense, the offensive line, all that good stuff. Gotcha. No doubt. That's what everybody wants. And we will. I guarantee you. Free agency is coming up, guys. Free agency is coming up. So don't sleep. The Niners will address the offensive line. I believe in free agency. I really think they go out and they sign that center Drew Dalton from the Atlanta Falcons. He just seems like the perfect fit for the Niners, and I believe that's one way that they'll address it. Chris Forster will get some options, and then, so forth and so forth. But let's talk about what the Niners are doing. You know what I mean? Let's talk about what the Niners are doing. They are going out there handling business. And so after the hire of Ray Brown, they placed tenders on their ERFAs. ERFAs. We did an episode. Someone asked what this was. Exclusive rights free agent. So just look at it like this. Look at a player that gets undrafted, right? Right? And it's kind of like basketball. You know how they do those two-way contracts? Well, this is what kind of like an ERFA contract is. And set for to get an actual contract from the San Francisco 49ers. So players like who went undrafted, Evan Anderson this past season, he got an ERFA. And I have a list of all the ERFA players that the Niners have. Alex Barrett, Jalen Graham. Remember, they drafted him in the 7th round, cut him, brought him back, cut him again, brought him back, signed that exclusive rights free agent. And so the Niners own the rights of these players just as if they are restricted free agents. So, they placed a tender on all of these players. Again, Alex Barrett, Jalen Graham, the linebacker, defensive end Sam Okuwanu, tight end Jake Tonjes, defensive lineman Evan Anderson, offensive lineman Austin Pleasance. I like Austin Pleasance. We weren't talking a lot about Austin Pleasance, but Austin Pleasance came in and he was way better than that other offensive lineman that we had. I thought he filled in the gap pretty well. That's a good signing. And then tight end Mason Pline is another restrict or exclusive rights free agent. All right, we do have some restricted free agents like Jordan Mason and those guys, but they place the tenders on all the exclusive right free agents. All right, and so what a tender is an offer a team makes to a restricted free agent to remain with the team. That's pretty much what it is. So they're making an offer. Now they can place certain things on these players where it could be a draft pick involved if another team wants to come up, because they're, the Niners own the rights of these players, exclusive right players as well as restricted free agents. They still own the rights that these players can go out and get other jobs. But if the Niners are facing tenders and they say, hey, if you want Evan Anderson, I'm going to need a 5th round pick. I'm going to need a 4th round pick. So you can have them, but are you willing to cough up the 4th round, 5th round, or whatever the Niners are, whatever that tender is on that particular player? So that's what the Niners are doing. Very smart, because I like Evan Anderson. I feel like Evan Anderson is going to make this roster. Sam Okuwanu, loved him, love what he did. Feel like he's going to find the roster. So the Niners are doing their due diligence behind the scenes. Shout out to John Lynch for getting the damn job done. I really like what we got going on. I do. I really like what we got going on. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 exclusive right free agents. No, that does not include Jordan Mason, the linebacker, Curtis Robinson. There are a few restricted free agents. We're talking about the exclusive right ones. It was 7 of them. And there are a few restricted as well. Good morning, Ben. I see you out there. Oscar's in the building. What's going on? Jax Knox, 49ers _ throwback. I just want to shout out to all the members out there. My member shout outs. You know what I mean? Shout out to you guys. So I do apologize if there's a little glitch in the audio. I hear a little glitch in my headphones. I'm trying to make sure I got everything set up properly. All right. Are you guys hearing the sound effects? Let me know if you hear the applause. It's saying that you hear it, but I don't know if you hear it. Let me know if you guys hear that out there as I continue to work on. See if I can mute that too. As I continue to work on this stupid stuff. All right, you can hear it. All right, cool. So let's get into the next part. So again, this is a good thing for the San Francisco 49ers. And remember, they got to rebuild their roster, okay? They got to rebuild their roster. Celebrate Dominic Pooney, man. Let's get this dude the foghorn. How cool is it as a rookie to be placed in the top? He's a top 100 player per PFF. All right. So PFF does their top 101 players. Dominic Pooney, offensive lineman for the San Francisco 49ers, all right, is ranked number 100, and as a rookie, this is huge, right? Like, because not, especially being an offensive lineman, not too many offensive linemen even gets this recognition, but as a rookie to get it, I think that's pretty damn spot on. I truly do. And when I look at Dominic Pooney, we'll have him as a guard. Just looking at the top guards in the NFL, Dominic Pooney was 6th on the list. He's the 6th ranked guard in the NFL. 6th ranked as far as graded overall offensive guard in the NFL. Here's the 5 that are ahead of him. You'll probably recognize a few of these names. Chris Lindstrom from Atlanta, Quinn Menarez from Denver, Kevin Zeitler from Detroit, Quentin Nelson from the Colts, and then Jordan Meredith from the Raiders. Chris Lindstrom, only one in the 90s. The other 4 are in the 80s. But Dominic Pooney, number 6, ahead of Joe Thuney from the Kansas City Chiefs, Landon Dickinson from the Eagles, Elijah Vera Tucker from the Jets, Kevin Dotson from the Rams, and John Simpson from the Jets, man. Clap it up for my man Dominic Cooney. And I'm glad that we're having this little bitty side conversation, right? I'm glad we're having this conversation, right? And the reason why I'm glad we're having this conversation, because I know a lot of us feel like in the draft, the San Francisco 49ers must draft the best tackle at pick 11. Little draft talk. And I'm saying to myself, I get it. We want to address the offensive line for sure. But do we have to address the offensive line at pick 11 if the tackle class isn't as strong as some of the other classes in this draft, like the defensive line? And I get it. The defensive line class is deep. But there may be a run on defensive linemen a little bit early as well as late. And I don't know. I kind of want the best defensive lineman that you can get early. I feel like there's several key pieces that the San Francisco 49ers can get. Matter of fact, check out my reel. I just did my top 5 offensive tackles that the 49ers must draft. Top 5. You'll love all 5 of them. I know one gave me, somebody commented a question mark about the Oregon kid, because I know everybody saw what happened at the Senior Bowl. Don't let that one rep at the Senior Bowl on Josh Connolly and Mike Green and Josh Connolly, don't let that fool you. That means you want both of those players. He held his own pretty much all Senior Bowl week, right? That one time he got beat because he switched to the right side and he's a left tackle. So that's the context behind why he got knocked on his behind. I just want to put that out there. You know what I'm saying? That's the context behind it. But Josh Connolly, okay, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Armand Membo, he's creeping into my number 1. Kelvin Banks would be the best tackle you can get in the first round, but Armand Membo from Missouri is the guy that I feel like the 49ers need to go after. They might have to pick him at 11. I feel like if they want to go tackle, that's the guy they want to go. He's a right tackle. He didn't give up any sacks. There's so many ways they can go. But I said that to say this. They got it right last year in the draft. The Niners drafted so great last year, we got to kind of fall back and give them the benefit of the doubt and say that maybe they finally figured out their draft formula on how to make it work in the draft, right? Think about the players that they drafted last year. Think about it. Ronaldo Green in the second round. Looks like he's going to be a premier cornerback in the NFL. Led the league PBUs, right? Ronaldo Green, rookie, Florida State. Ricky Pearsall looks like he's going to be a problem once he gets himself infused into the offense week 1, day 1, camp 1, all that good stuff, right? Looks like he's going to be something to reckon with. So that probably is going to pan out for the San Francisco 49ers. And I understand the draft history, the way they draft, but in the third round, they drafted Dominic Cooney. And that's why I brought this up. Chris Forster got a pick, and they got the right pick. And this kid was number 6 in guards ranked, right? Number 6 in guards ranked, and he's a top 100 player. Another round of applause for my man Cooney. So the reason why I brought that up is because I feel like they may now understand how to draft offensive linemen. I'm just saying. And there's several players in this draft that fit perfectly what the Niners are trying to do. The reason why I'm high on Josh Connolly is because he fits zone and power gap. It was something like they were trying to do with Aaron Banks, but he was just more of the power gap running type of guy. Didn't really work well with the outside zone. So I can't wait to see what the San Francisco 49ers do when they do address the offensive line. It's probably going to be somebody we didn't even think of, like the kid from the kid from William and Mary, Charles Grant, or the kid Chase Lunt from UConn. Like, we're not even talking about these names because I don't think that the 49ers may address the offensive line like we want them to. They will, but not the way we think in our minds. And I'm going to put this little tidbit out there. If I'm the San Francisco 49ers, and let me know what you guys think too. If I'm the San Francisco 49ers, and I do draft an offensive lineman in the first round, it's between Josh Simmons from the Ohio State. I was told that I have to put the in front of it, from the Ohio State, and Armand Membu from Missouri. Those would be my two first round offensive linemen that I would want the San Francisco 49ers to draft. Here's why I go Josh Simmons, though. Josh Simmons got injured week 7 against Oregon, and he was having a phenomenal season. Josh Simmons would have been the number one tackle. He would have been ahead of Kelvin Banks, but the injury happened and it slowed everything down, and he had the ending knee ending surgery, the season ending surgery on his knee, right? And so he, of course, his agent Drew Rosenhaus said he's going to be good to go week 1. But my thing is, that's the kid that gives me, when I watch him on film, Trent Williams vibes. He's athletic, he's quick, he's fast. And I don't know if he's going to test at the combine because of the injury. I think he's going to continue to recover from the knee surgery. But I'm telling you, if his draft stock falls because of not the non-testing, or just because everybody starts to boost themselves up, the Niners may be able to get him in the second round. He would be the steal in the draft. You redshirt him his freshman year. Same thing we did with Aaron Banks. You redshirt him his freshman year. You give him a year in camp under Trent Williams. Trent Williams passes the torch. This kid gives me Trent Williams vibes. Look at Josh Simmons, left tackle from the Ohio State. I promise you, I'm not gonna lie to you, right? I don't even like Ohio State. Y'all know that. We rivals. But I want the best talent on this roster at all freaking times. I want the best talent on this roster at all freaking times. I'm telling you, that would be a kid you can kind of redshirt his freshman year, let him get healthy. If Trent Williams decides to call it quits next season, you got your plug and play guy. You don't got to go ahead and address the tackle. You can get a different position on the offensive line the following year. So I like the Josh Simmons guy probably slightly the most. He's my number 5, but I feel like he would have been number 1 if it wasn't for that damn injury. All right. If it wasn't for the injury. All right. I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm just saying. And like I said, the Niners might address the offensive line 2 or 3 times in this draft. So just bear with them. They're going to address the offensive line. Don't get your hopes on some of these high profile guys. All right. Look at the reasoning on why I think they should go Josh Simmons. They could redshirt him. He can sit, he can get healthy, he can get with the professional trainers, and he can learn under Trent Williams. He would take right over, and the Niners won't miss a beat, and you'll be able to protect Brock Purdy for the next 5 years. All right. So that's just my little theory on that. But congratulations again to Dominic Pony for just dominating. Let's look at the mother of the Bosas. She posted a post. Mama Bear Bosa posted a post, right? Mama Bear Bosa posted a post. All right. She commented on a post where she did the ghost face. I guess that's what it's kind of like called. That's kind of what she did. Um, Mama Bosa would like to see Nick and Joey Bosa in red and gold. Now it's funny how she wants to see, and this is from the SF Niners, how she wants to see Joey in the red and gold and not like, Nick in the yellow and blue, right? Like, isn't that kind of cool? Like, and I understand, like, he's getting older, contract is they're probably gonna come. I'm hoping. Here's my theory thing on Joey Bosa, right? I know a lot of people feel like Joey Bosa is falling off, and he's you know what his issue is? He stays injured a lot, right? I really feel like it's just playing in freaking Los Angeles. Like I really feel like that's part of the stint. You know what I mean? Get him on a different team. He'll probably have so much better of a season. You know what I'm saying? He could be more situational. But I'm hoping that the Chargers release him and he's a cap casualty, and then he'll become a free agent, and then the Niners can go out there and do what they do. But he's been in the league for a while. Okay, so he's a little older. He's been in the league 9 years. He's going on year 10. I just want to look at what he did last year. Last year, he had 5 sacks. he played in 14 games. He started in 9 of them. You can see he had 2 forced fumbles. Um, he had 22 combined tackles, and he had 5 tackles for a loss. So his play has declined over the last several years, a lot due to injuries. A lot due to injuries. Um, so Joey Bosa potentially could be a candidate that the Niners, if he's not released, the Niners may trade for him. And we got that's why look, Bosa. I feel like the competition that we'll get. You know what I mean? I feel like the competition that we'll get. I like that competition, right? Brother versus brother. You just watched at the Pro Bowl. You just watched the brothers freaking have. You know what I mean? That little battle and that walk, whatever. They're just, you know, they're just, you know, I'm not saying he would be the better player, but he may be able to give a nice rotation to the defensive line. He might not be super expensive, especially if he's a free agent, right? He won't be expensive. I wouldn't trade for him per se because I'm not gonna. I mean, if all right, check this out. Let me ask you this: if Jim Harbaugh said, "Give me a 6th round pick for Joey Bosa," would you make the trade? If Jim Harbaugh says, "Give me a 6th round pick for Joey Bosa," would you make the trade? I'm just curious to know. Jason Cap Niner Matthew, what's going on, Jay? He says Floyd is greater than Bosa. I don't know. I mean, stat wise, this past year, he was for sure. He definitely was. I agree with that. I agree with that. But I mean, if would you make the trade for a 6th round pick? You can get him for a 6th round pick. You know what I'm saying? And look, if they pay 80% of his salary, I guarantee you this is why he won't be traded. Because this is the offer that the Niners or any team will probably come in there. Oscar says, yeah, if they pay 80 of his salary for a 6th round pick, I'll do it. This is why I feel like he'll probably 9 times out of 10 be released, sort of kind of like what the Niners are going to do with Deebo Samuel. Just a thought. Not saying that they should, but I can kind of feel the vibe. You know what I mean? And so I believe he'll be released, and then he'll become a free agent. Then he can kind of go where he want. Then he'll sign a 1-year deal, and what would that 1-year deal be? Would you sign him for a $7 million deal? 7 million 1 year? 5 million? 5 million? How about $5 million deal with incentives to get up to like 7, 8 million, something like that, you know. And then you'll add more depth. I tell you what, he'll be if healthy, if Joey Bosa remains healthy, I feel like he'll provide really good depth for the San Francisco 49ers. But that's a big if. It's a big if. And you know what? The issue with the Niners is they don't have enough rotation. Like those guys are getting banged up. Like even Leonard Floyd, as good as Leonard Floyd was last year with the double-digit sack, I think he led the team in sacks. Even how good he was banged up because he was overused. He was used. You tore Gross Matos at the beginning of the season. First 4 weeks was on the IR, and then he was just overused. He wasn't even used at his position. I think you draft like the Niners may try to get a guy like Bosa and then draft a stud. You know what I'm saying? I would still get Mike Green and then have Joey Bosa be a part of that rotation. Like that's or there's several edge rushing studs, but I would draft an edge rushing stud, like straight pass rushing guy, and then possibly bring in some type of veteran help as of depth. But we'll see what the Niners will do with that. But it was kind of cool to see that the Mama Bosa wants her sons to play together. Will the San Francisco 49ers make that dream come true? That's something to be continued. We'll have to see how that pans out. All right. We'll have to see how that pans out. All right. So let's talk about Max Crosby, because right now, Max Crosby is trending like a mug. He was just out in the Bay Area. He was out there in the Bay Area for, you know what I'm saying, for the games, for the All-Star game. And he talked, he left a nice little sentiment about the Bay Area. And I think that was pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was pretty dope. He liked his experience out there. And, I thought that was pretty spot on. I'm going to try to share with you what he actually said. And so just bear with me right here. And, I look at Max Crosby and this is a player that I like. Like, I like him. I like him. If I could pick one thing that I love about Max Crosby, because there's so many, but if I could pick the one thing, it would be his relentless motor, right? Like the kid has a motor that stays on high octane gas and he doesn't run out of gas. I think that's what I love the most, right? He doesn't run out of the gas. So he says spent 48 hours in the Bay this weekend. Easily one of the best experiences I've had so far as a professional. The amount of love y'all showed for this fourth rounder from Eastern Michigan was humbling. I was just a young kid chasing my dreams and trying to figure it out when I first touched down in Cali as a rookie, going from Oaktown to Alameda in the city and being with the people was iconic and means more to me than anything. Impact and inspiring is everything. Spent 1 year in the town and the rest is history. The town will forever hold a special place in my heart. To everybody I encountered out there, I love y'all. We will be back again soon. And shout out to Jumpman 23, Eagle Heart, Black Heart, Cool Heart, Dope Heart. So, like, let's talk about our talk about this tweet. Is he giving some type of vibe that he wants to be in the Bay? I mean, he did play in Oaktown. He did play for Oakland when they were here, and then he moved out to Vegas. Does he want to come back to Cali? If so, is he willing to come up north? If so, how you guys feeling about that? I'm just curious to know. There was a mock trade posted by Brad, SF 49ers. And I'm gonna read to you what he wrote in this. Shout out to Brad out there, man. Appreciate you, big dog. And so I like the did this mock. Like, I mean, yeah, I made up that word. I like the did it, But here we go, right? Mock trade. 49ers would trade Deebo Samuel, the first round pick in 2025, which is pick 11, their fourth round pick, pick 137 in 2025, and a fourth round pick in 2026 for Max Crosby, and a second round pick, which is pick 37 in 2025. I'm just curious to know, would you make that trade? Is that a trade that'll make you cash in? Just curious to know, you know? Because for me, I know I don't want to give up that first round pick, but you're getting Max Crosby. So you're getting the best defensive end in the draft, right? You're getting Max Crosby. And then you get an extra second round pick. So now you pick 37 and 43. You can still address the interior of the defensive line, or you can go offensive line. Mimbu might be there. Josh Connolly might be there. Ariante Ursary from Minnesota may be there. There may be some guys you can get, or you could go a totally different position if you want with those 2 second round picks. Would you pull this trade? For me, it's yes. It's a yes. It's a hell yes. It's a hell yes. It's a gotcha, bitch. Yeah. That's what it is, man. Like, yeah, and that's what I would do. That's what I would do, because Max Crosby and Nick Bosa, it's like it's like ketchup and mustard, right? It's like you like both of them. One is smooth, one is tangy, right? I don't get what I'm saying. One's got a little spice to it. That'd be the Max Crosby, and then you got the ketchup and the Nick Bosa. Like having those guys as your bookends, and then you look at your rotation. You've just enhanced the pass rush by 100%. Now you got a guy that's relentless. You got a guy that's a tactician out there on the opposite side that they hold every single play, right? Ain't enough people they're going to be able to hold. They're going to have to call flags. I was watching a play from Max Crosby the other day. I think he was sacking Patrick Mahomes. I think he hit him real hard too. Like it was, but he's relentless. Like he doesn't take a play off. And I like Max Crosby over the Joey Bosa idea. 1,000%. My only concern with Max Crosby, and I gotta look this up. I gotta look this up. So my apologies. My only concern is when will the Niners have to pay him? I feel like that's next year. I don't know why I feel like that's next year, but I feel like the Niners are gonna have to offer another contract soon. And so if the Niners are all in, they're gonna have to make sure that they win this year and then be ready to pay the fella. You know what I mean? Um, 6 years in the league's going into year 7. He only played 12 games last year due to the injury, so he's coming off of an injury, but he had 5 pass deflections. He had 7.5 sacks. Now he's only had 3 seasons with double-digit sacks. His rookie season in 2019. You're swapping 2019. It's a 4th-round pick in 2019, so you're swapping Debo, right? I like this trade. Debo could go to a team that may suit him better, and the Niners get better defensively, and they can focus more on the offensive line in the draft, which is what everybody wants to do. This might be what the San Francisco 49ers need to do. 17 tackles for a loss in 12 games, 20 quarterback hits in 12 games. He was on a rampage, but he ended up getting injured. Now, he will be coming off of an injury. He did have some type of surgery on the injury. I like it. I like it. I like the dog that he would bring. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine Chris Kocurek and Max Crosby's energy in practice? Let's just pause for a second and think about that. The energy would be through the roof. The Niners will be better, but it will cost the 49ers. Right? It will cost the 49ers. Again.
Gotcha, bitch.
This is what the mock trade was, right? Debo Samuel, 1st-round pick 11, right? 4th-round pick 137 this year, and a 4th-round pick in 2026. You get back pick 37 this year and Max Crosby. If I'm the Niners, I try to snag a 6th or a 7th too, because I'm greedy like that. 6 or 7. He's got 2 years left in his deal. The Niners could get him on the remaining of the 2 years of the deal. They're going to be paying 2 defensive ends. So it's going to be expensive. It's going to be expensive. I'm not going to lie. It's going to cost the Niners some bread. But the Niners' chances of the defense being relentless would be so much better. You know what I mean? It'd be so much better. So I like the Max Crosby idea. I like the fact that he loves the Bay. I like that, all of that stuff is tying into. I don't know if this is going to go down. The Niners, first of all, the Raiders got to want to trade him. That's where it starts, right? When we're talking trades take 2 partners, right? Literally 3, because the player still has some type of control with whether they have a no trade clause in their contract or not. Like the players still have some type of leverage in the move. And so you got the player, you got the team, and then the 2 teams involved, right? You got the players and the 2 teams involved. And so it can get a little messy for the San Francisco 49ers. Well, not necessarily messy because the Niners don't have to trade for him. That's why the draft is here. And I'm going to be honest. Look, nobody's talking about free agency yet, but why not go and try to get Khalil Mack? Older player, probably won't command a lot of money, but he had a phenomenal season. What am I talking about? He's gonna be a number 1 outside linebacker on the list. But you can go sign. I don't know why no one wants Azeez Ojulari. Like, get the kid from the Giants. He's a free agent. He's young. He's not going to command a lot of money on the market. He didn't do shit. Sorry, he didn't do anything. You could probably get him. Look, I'm just saying there's so many options. There's so many options. But if you're going to sign a free agent, right, you want to sign a player that you know is going to come in and produce. I don't know if Ojulari would be that guy, but if he's cheap, I say go for it. but you know Khalil Mack is going to produce. So we're not even talking about free agents. These are just trades. So again, the poll question is right now, the poll, we got 60 votes going on. Joey Bosa, Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, Trey Hendrickson. Right now, Myles Garrett has 51% of the votes. Make sure you get your vote on. Rock the vote over there in the poll question. I will read the votes towards the end of the show. All right. Let's talk about this guy, Myles Garrett, because I feel like Myles Garrett is going to command the most from the San Francisco 49ers. Older player, okay, understand, but man, you're talking all pro, what, 6 years all pro, 6 years Pro Bowl, what, 2-time defensive player of the year. Yeah, yeah. So that little Debo Samuel in the first round pick mock trade that you could probably get for a Max Crosby, good luck, because you're going to give up a lot more. I'm probably Debo a first, maybe a second, because you're giving up a player. Look, it's going to cost the Niners a lot more money to get Myles Garrett. But if I had to pick between Myles Garrett and Max Crosby, I'm going Myles. It's Myles. You know what I'm saying? If I had to pick between Max Crosby and Myles Garrett, I go Myles. I go Myles 1,000%. Can't nobody block him. They can't double him. And if he's one-on-one, it's a sack. He's the best out of all of these guys that we're talking about. And you know what? Honestly, it would be between Myles Garrett and Trey Hendrickson. Nobody's talking about Trey Hendrickson, because they set the edge the best. We got to forget that we got to stop the run too, right? Like, this isn't just go get the quarterback. This is all about stopping the run. Like, you know what I'm saying? Look, Miss Cynthia says 100. Jack says, give me Myles Garrett. I'm gonna tell you, if you want Myles, it's gonna cost the Niners. Possibly, would y'all trade like 2 first-round picks? He probably won't cost as much as Khalil Mack did because he's older than Khalil Mack. But let's just say Cleveland wants 2 first-round picks. Are y'all pulling the trigger? Y'all pulling the trigger? Let me know. 2 first-round picks. Let me know if y'all pulling the trigger on that. I'm pulling the trigger on that. I don't give a about these first-round picks. Like, at the end of the day, I don't really care about the picks. For me, it's about getting talent, players. Bam, Clown Man, double team Bosa and Myles Garrett. Get right. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. Can't double both. Can't double freaking both. Can't double both. Can't double both. And I like all these players. I do. But if Trey Hendrickson is commanding to be out of Cincinnati and nobody's talking about Trey Hendrickson, let me just, you know what? Let me be fair. Let me read y'all Myles Garrett stats. This is why you go Myles Garrett, even though he's going to cost y'all the most money. This is why you go Myles Garrett. I read everybody else's stats. I'll end on Trey Hendrickson, and then you let me know what you think. He's going into year 9. So again, older player, right? We got a guy going into year 7, Crosby going into year 7, Bosa going into your year 10, Garrett going into year 9. All right, cool. This is what he did, though. He played all 17 games, got you a pass deflection, 3 forced fumbles, a fumble recovery. Okay. 14 sacks. He was sacking them. He was eating them motherfuckers. He was out there.
Finish him.
For sure. He was getting rid of everybody. 14 of them joints, 47 combined tackles, 22 tackles for a loss, and 28 quarterback hits. You talk about a guy, you're talking about a guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you talk about, you're not even talking about a guy. You talk about the guy. Like, he would be the guy. Like, if I'm John Lynch, I'm like, all right, bro, Myles Garrett, number 1. If we're going to trade, Myles Garrett, number 1. He's better than any defensive end lineman in this upcoming draft. So, Myles Garrett, number 1. Man, I would say 3 of these guys are better than probably any defensive lineman in the draft. It's just that with the draft, you can get cheap. Like, you're going cheap. You're getting them on rookie deals. But you're trying to win a championship. You might not win a championship with a rookie. You might need to draft some rookies, but you might need the anchors and the people that you know can get the damn job done. That's why you go Myles Garrett. His statistics alone: 6-time Pro Bowler, 4-time All Pro. This kid, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, like rookie defensive. Like the kid is just a problem. He's just a problem, but he's gonna cost. He's gonna cost. All right, he's gonna cost. So he's gonna cost a lot. Now, Trey Hendrickson is word in Cincinnati that he wants out of Cincinnati too. Right? This is crazy. Him and Myles Garrett, same year, same draft. You ready? Same year, same draft. He's going into year 9. He's going into year 9. Played all 17 games. So here's what I know. Hendrickson, Garrett, durability. They finished the season. They played all 17 damn games. Teams didn't make it to the playoffs, and they balled out. 6 pass deflections. You want somebody disruptive around the line of scrimmage? He's the most slept on. He only has 7% of the votes. I'm going to read to you what he did and what his impact was on the football field. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all this. He led the league in sacks. Myles had 14. So if he led the league in sacks, he already trumped Myles Garrett. All right, 17 games he played, 6 pass deflections, 2 forced fumbles, 17 and a half sacks. Back-to-back seasons with 17 and a half sacks, mind you that. Myles Garrett went back-to-back with 14, 17 and a half for Trey Hendrickson, the big fella out of Cincinnati, 46 combined tackles, very good against the run, right? That's what you like. 19 tackles, 36 quarterback hits. 36 of them joints, 4-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro. Man, if this isn't the show where you got to sit back and scratch your head and say, damn, we got to trade for one of them. We need to trade for one of them. Niners might, the 49ers not going to trade for anybody, but trade for one of these guys. All these guys are trade bait. Teams probably are going to have these cap casualties. A lot of teams are in the same situation that the San Francisco 49ers are in with these these contracts, and players went out and they got big cap hits, and especially the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns are $60 billion over the cap. They got to get under the cap. One way they could do it, offsetting that cap by trading that contract of Myles Garrett. They might have to eat some of that, but at the end of the day, they rather eat a portion of it than eat the whole thing of it and then move on. And then the team that takes over the contract will be, in charge of that contract moving forward until you get a new deal. And I can see the San Francisco 49ers, if Myles Garrett, they trade for Myles Garrett to get a new deal because I think he's up for a new deal in a couple of seasons, right? Like 2 years. I'm telling you, man, this isn't something that, this everybody they all will fit. They all will fit. They all will be good fits. It all kind of comes down. Shout out to Jason. He says, I would go Myles, Hendrickson, Crosby, then Mac. Mac would be a free agent. So I get it. So Mac can still be added. Don't forget that you can still sign free agents. It all comes down to what you're willing to pay. You feel me? You dig? It all comes down to what you're willing to pay. You know what I'm saying? I got one for you. Check this out.
It feels so lovely to be here tonight. What a beautiful, give yourselves a round of applause. It's so lovely. Everyone's so lovely.
It feels so lovely to be here tonight, right? I feel like the San Francisco 49ers are going to get right defensively first and foremost. Not because what we watched the Philadelphia Eagles do, but that's been our mindset for decades. We've always been a defensive team. Always. The year we won the Super Bowl, we had to go out and literally stack the defense. I'm talking from the line. We drafted most of those guys, but with the rotation in the line, stacked. Then you got the linebackers in there, stacked. Toy Cook, Ken Norton Jr., like all these players. Tim McDonald is your safeties. We were loaded. Plus, we had the best outside corner in the game, which allowed Eric Davis to get his one-on-ones. Loaded. We were loaded. We were loaded, man. We were loaded against a San Diego Chargers team that couldn't even compete. The Niners need to reload. And I know we need offensive linemen. I know we need other pieces on the offense. Yeah, we'll address all of that. We'll address it. I promise you. I promise you. We're going to address it 1000%. I promise you. Now listen, if you're a member of the show, I'm going to be doing a Q&A show this Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern time. All right? So tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern time, a half hour after I finish my Bleacher Report show on the Bleacher Report app. So go download that app. I'll be talking Niners there as well. I'm going to be jumping on here doing a members only show. All right, I'm going to do a giveaway. All right. So that's for my members. I want to, show them some love. But if you're a subscriber and you want to join and become and support this channel, become a member of the Breezy Bunch crew, as you can see, members, I was looking to see, do you guys got the new, you guys got the new, you do got the new emojis. So I can tell from the colors that I create. I got to make them a little bit bigger, which I will. I'll make them a little bit bigger. They're a little tiny for me, but I can see the new emojis out there for those that are members in the different colors. So I'm going to be working on that today. You guys have been an amazing audience. Don't forget to check out later on. I'll be putting out the mock draft for the 49ers with some trades. Obviously, I'm going to be doing some trades. I'm going to be getting my trade on for sure. Will I move on from Debo? Will I try to get Max Crosby? Will I try to get Trey Hendrickson? I like Trey Hendrickson. I don't know why we're not talking about Trey Hendrickson. You want to talk about effective at the line of scrimmage? You want to talk about you guys remember the Cowboy? Y'all remember the Cowboy? Show of hands if you remember the Cowboy. I'm just saying. That those are the vibes Trey Hendrickson gives me. Those are the vibes Trey Hendrickson gives me. What's going on, Felicia? Felicia, how you doing?
Bye, Felicia.
What's good? But yeah, Justin freaking, come on now. Y'all remember the Cowboy? Like motor, force, edge, set the edge. Just fierce. He made that Niners. He was like the anchor. I mean, listen, we had a good defense. He was like the anchor though of that defense. He just was. Nick Bosa is a phenomenal player. He's a phenomenal player. Sometimes I feel like he's too technical though, and he's not enough grit. And I'm not trying to down, degrade him or anything like that. But some players play with a little bit more grit, and I think the Niners got to get a little bit more gritty on that defensive line. And so we'll see what happens, man. I'm hoping that they trade for one of those guys. All right, I do want to read the poll results for the show. Which end is the best fit for the 49ers? And 55% of you mofo showdown, lowdown around towns chose Myles Garrett. Shout out to everybody that voted. Thank you for participating in the poll question. I am looking to put these poll questions back up here for sure. You know what I'm saying? I like to interact with you guys. I don't know. I'm an interactor. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Nah, Justin, I don't think they understand what I meant. I think they got to go back and watch what the Cowboys. Two totally different mindset players. Two totally different games. Bosa is a Bosa. Like Bosa is a great. He is great. Let me not take anything away from who Nick Bosa is. He's a force. But but he's not what the Cowboy was. And we got the Cowboy from where? Didn't we get him from Cincinnati? Yeah. Maybe the Niners go back to Cincinnati and they look to get a trade with Trey Hendrickson. We'll see what happens out there. Make sure don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. All right, please do so. Also, join the Breezy Bunch crew. Support the channel, support the stream, support everything that I'm doing over here, bringing you guys these content, especially these live shows and recording shows, and those take editing and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Nana says he came for the Bengals. Yes, sir. That's why I got my mind and my eyes set on this Trey Hendrickson, because he's kind of the one that's sleeping under the radar. Mike Ing, love you, brother. Love everybody out there. Shout out to the Breezy Bunch crew. I did see a couple of questions out there. I felt like I starred one or two. DJ Malone says, which skill positions do we need to address? I'd say take that in round 3. Skill positions, tight end would be the number 1 skill position I feel like we need to address. Obviously, we're going to address the wide receiver position as well as the running back position. I will look to do that in my mock draft, but I feel like those are the skill positions that the Niners are going to address. As you know, from the offensive side, that's what they need. They're gonna always bolster up, especially if you lose Deebo Samuel, you better bring in somebody else. You better find another wide receiver. Not that can do what Deebo did, but that can be an impact on the football field. Because I'm looking at our wide receiver room, and I'm like, this ain't it. Love Jennings, love Pearsall. Don't know what Conley's gonna do, and then it's a bunch of guys that are on the practice squad. That's what we want. I mean, we got a couple of vets, so it's going to be interesting. Mark Cisneros, I think I said that right. Breezie, thoughts on Donovan Jackson, man? I think Donovan Jackson is going to be in my top 5 guards. I'm going to have him in my top 5 guards. That's what I think of Donovan Jackson. First of all, he played tackle. He filled in for Josh Simmons. Now, Josh Simmons had the knee surgery, the knee ending, season-ending knee surgery, towards ACL, whatever. But he came in, filled in from him after week 7 in that Oregon game, and he was pretty damn good at tackle. But his natural position is guard. And so you want to talk about where the Niners and who the Niners may draft. Well, I go back to last year's draft, and I look at my man Dominic Pooney, who played what? Tackle at Kansas, and came in and became a top 6 guard in the NFL. And I feel like, so the Niners have a type. The Niners have a type, man. And so I think they stick with their type, and it's going to be a combo guy. It's not going to be a guy that could just play this or just play that. Because when you look at the San Francisco 49ers, they have their left tackle in Trent Williams. I understand he's getting older. And if you do look to get somebody, if Josh Simmons can fall to the 2nd round or the 3rd round, that would be amazing, right? Especially if he's not testing. I'm really hoping the other guys push themselves up. I'm hoping these other tackles come in to the combine and just really have a freaking phenomenal combine week, right? And so that's what I'm hoping for. Because then I could see Josh Simmons falling, but then Donovan Jackson might be just that combo guy you need. So he's gonna be a slick ass piece in the NFL. Like Ohio State, man, don't sleep on their linemen. You saw their running backs. Y'all watched the national game. You saw what they did. Oh, don't sleep on their center too. Seth McLaughlin, how you say his name? McLaughlin? Don't sleep on the center. He's probably the best center in the draft. Hands down. Best center, him, the kid from USC I like. And people keep talking trash about my boy Willie Lampkin from UNC. I don't care if he's 5'10". Let him play center. But he's powerful. He's a short, stouty he's a powerful guy. I watched him body cats at the Senior Bowl. 5'10" guy bodying 6'3", 6'4" guys. Which, if you can body a 6'3", don't that speak for something? He played guard. He could play center. Just saying, there's a bunch of talent out there for the 49ers, man. It's going to be crazy. I believe Hendrickson has requested a trade, and so that's why he's an option as a trade piece to the San Francisco 49ers. Guys, you've been amazing. Again, hit that like button. Check out my other videos, man. Make sure you do that, man. I'm putting out this content like it's crazy. I'm actually having fun. You know what I'm saying? And it's been real, man. It's been real. So I'll leave you on this note. And I'll see y'all on the next episode, baby. Hey, keep it faithful to the Bay, please. Make sure y'all do that, man. It's rough out here in these streets. You heard? It's rough out here in these streets. Peace. Thank you all for your support here on the Wayne Breezie channel. If you're new, make sure you click on that subscribe button. Don't forget to smash the like button and check out the other videos. Thanks for watching.